Joining us now to talk more about how the PGA is handling the situation is Jonathan West. He's a sports analyst and PGA certified instructor. Jonathan, thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you, Aaron. And John would have won this event if he wasn't taken off after the third round yesterday. He actually finished up his second round before the third round yesterday, and the test came from Friday. So the results didn't come in from that test until during his third round on Saturday. And then they retested again. That's why they didn't immediately pull him off the course. But it's kind of disappointing. It's the first positive asymptomatic test that's been in the PGA Tour for 50 events since their return to play.
Now, Jonathan, did the tour do the right thing in forcing him to resign, to get out of this event? And I think maybe a lot of people will ask, was it done in the right way?
Well, I would say that, we are all very cautious still, right? We're still in the middle of this pandemic. It's on the tail end with the vaccines, but with the vaccines not being FDA approved, I understand why the PGA Tour does not require vaccines for players, because there's at least one Major League Baseball team I know of that doesn't require their game day staff to be vaccinated. So I think it was the good call. It was the social call. It was done in the right way, but not necessarily in the right way of letting him know, because Dr. Thomas Hospel, who's the PGA Tour's medical advisor, came to him literally right after he stepped off of the 18th green while he was on television to let him know. So I'm a little disappointed to see how they broke the news to him.
Let's talk about the play today. Two of those guys who were playing with Rahm were in that final pairing. They went on. There was a playoff earlier today that just ended a few moments ago. Was enough done to protect those guys who played with him? And should they have been quarantined?
Well, the PGA Tour's protocol is that if there has been contact tracing, that they have been very rigorous with over 50 some odd events, that they put all the players. They give them the choice that whether they can stay in the tournament or not be in the tournament. So you have two players that were a part of his pairings over the last couple of days during the Memorial. You had Scott Scheffler. He tested positive in September. He couldn't even make it to last year's U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. Patrick Cantlay said he already had it. And who knows if John Rahm's been vaccinated or not. But the tour keeps coming out and saying, well, as far as vaccinations go, that's a personal issue that we don't disclose.
Should they do more in that personal issue as we wrap up talking about vaccination rates? I mean, should the PGA Tour maybe hold a clinic and say, guys, we got to get better? I think I read a report where only 50% of PGA Tour players are vaccinated. Should they be doing more?
Well, I read the same report. Over 50% of tour players are vaccinated, and I think it's a status quo call. I give a thumbs up to it, considering the vaccine isn't FDA certified at the moment. I think once that happens, we'll see a lot more sports actually actively enforce it. But we're seeing a lot of double standards all over the place, from you see the PGA Tour doing this to adult sports. In some places, in some arenas, guys are still required to wear masks while playing hockey or other sports. So it's we're in this kind of wild west of getting back to normal, right?
Yeah. Jonathan West, next conversation won't be so serious. We'll work on my handicap then, buddy.
Hey, let's set a tee time.
You got it.